And welcome back to our live coverage here on the practice courts. Joey Brander back with you live. We have the world number 3 in 2009 U.S. Open champion Juan Del Potro, who just hit the court, preparing to face none other than the world number 1 and defending champion Rafa Nadal in the semifinals. Rafa Nadal and Juan Del Potro have faced off quite a few times in their respective careers. Nadal leading the all-time head-to-head 11-5. Most recently, they played at the championships at Wimbledon just a couple of weeks ago, with Nadal winning in a very hard-fought 5-set battle. Del Potro getting up 2-1 before Rafa was able to win the final 2 sets, 6-4, 6-4. They also faced off in the French Open, Roland Garros in the semifinals. Nadal with a straight set victory. Nadal's won the past 3 meetings between himself and the Tower of Tandil, Juan Del Potro. Del Potro's most recent win coming at the 2016 Rio Games in the semifinals in a 3-set victory, 7-6 in the third. Juan Del Potro, just 29 years old, of course a former U.S. Open champion, the 2009 champion. He snapped Roger Federer's streak of consecutive U.S. Open titles. Federer also had a 40-match U.S. Open win streak when Del Potro dethroned him to win his first and still only Grand Slam title. Del Potro was just 21 years old at the time. 29 years old now is the 6'5" Juan Del Potro. On the season, he has 2 titles. He won Acapulco, defeating Anderson in the final, but he also had a major victory at the Masters 1000 in Indian Wells, defeating Roger Federer in a hard-fought match. Roger Federer with multiple match points that Juan Del Potro was able to save before eventually clinching that sought-after title. Juan Del Potro finally dropped his first set of the tournament yesterday against American John Isner, the number 11 player in the world and top-ranked American. Del Potro dropped the first set in a tiebreaker 7-6 to the big serving Isner before winning the next 3 prior. Del Potro had been playing flawless tennis thus far, defeating next-gen superstar 21-year-old Croatian, the 20-seed Borna Coric in straight sets. He also defeated the 31-seed Fernando Verdasco in straight sets. Semi-final against Rafa Nadal will come on Friday. Schedule still not yet released. We'll have the women's semifinals coming tomorrow night in the evening session starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Of course, we saw Serena Williams with a tough victory, got down in the first set, but was able to pull through, went on a streak of games won in the middle of that match, and was able to wind up with the victory and a spot in the semifinals. Serena will be facing off tomorrow evening. American Madison Keys will be playing later this afternoon, trying to seal a spot for herself in the semifinal as well. Juan Del Potro will certainly be the more rested player going into the semifinal. Rafa Nadal, of course, last night playing a nearly 5-set thriller in Arthur Ashe Stadium against the number 9 seed Dominic Thiem. Thiem and Nadal have had quite a few incredible matchups over the past couple of years as their rivalry has blossomed. Of course, they faced off in the semis of the French Open earlier this summer, but the two of them last night playing until past 2 in the morning. Nadal, after dropping the first set 6-love, able to will himself to a victory, continue to fight on the court, and grind out a 7-6 5th set victory. The world number 1 moving on to the semis. Nadal not scheduled to practice today. This would be the first day of the tournament that he's taking a day off, a much needed and well-deserved day off after that nearly 5-hour extravaganza in Arthur Ashe Stadium yesterday evening. Although with the 2 days off now, we expect Rafa Nadal to be back out on the courts tomorrow. However, there will still be a who's who of players out here on the practice courts over the rest of the afternoon, so make sure you keep it locked in with us here on US Open social media. We'll be bringing you Madison Keys, number 14 seed in this tournament, as well as Novak Djokovic, former world number 1 and current Wimbledon champion. Djokovic will be out here at 6 p.m. Eastern. Juan Martín del Potro taking a much needed rest in another very warm day. The extreme heat policies were once again in effect. That announcement made earlier this morning. Yesterday it got so hot that some of the junior matches were actually suspended in their play. Let us know in the comments the question we are all asking: who is your pick to win the awaited battle between Juan Martín del Potro and Rafa Nadal? We want to hear all your predictions, so let us know in the comments. Enzo in the comments saying had a fantastic time at the Open. Well, of course, thanks for coming out and joining us. Ian in the comments saying good luck, Del Potro. Sabrina in the comments rooting for Kei Nishikori. He's in a tough fight right now in Arthur Ashe Stadium against Marin Cilic in a second round of the 2014 US Open final. Jose in the comments from Honduras saying hello. Thanks to everyone for joining us from all around the world. Here at one of the most special sporting events in the world. There's really nothing like it here at the US Open. The fans are loud and passionate. I was in the stadium last night for that Nadal and Team Thriller, and I can tell you firsthand that there's really nothing like the passionate crowd watching a hard-fought match into the wee hours of the morning right here in Flushing Meadows. Juan Martín del Potro, coached by former pro Sebastian Prieto. Prieto, former top 150 in the world, also a former top 25 doubles player in the world. He has 10 career doubles titles. Juan Martín del Potro taking some volleys, has showed some much improved touch around the net over the past couple of years. Juan Martín del Potro, of course, loves to play first strike tennis, loves to hit that massive forehand following a big serve. The backhand has become much more of a weapon as he's continued to improve his all-around game, as he's continued to become more of a versatile player on the court rather than just a big serve and a big forehand. Del Potro very athletic for his size as well. Del Potro trying to volley that ball deep through the court, trying to aim past the service line on every volley if he can. Make sure he gets his weight into the court with that front foot moving forward, as you see there. After defeating Roger Federer, then the world number 1 for the Masters 1000 title at Indian Wells, Juan Martín del Potro now owns 9 wins over the world number 1. That's the most among all players who have never been ranked number 1 themselves. He reached his 400th win of his career earlier this season. Del Potro 41-10 on the season and 30-6 on hard court this year. Del Potro had reached a career high of number 4 in the world before battling through quite a few debilitating injuries. He's had 4 wrist surgeries over the past 8 years, something that certainly hindered his ability to maintain his positioning at the top of the game, but he ended up coming back from injury stronger than ever and reaching a new career high now of number 3 in the world. It's certainly great to see Juan Martín Del Potro, a great player, person, and fan favorite, back out here healthy and hitting those big forehands that we got used to seeing when he became a Grand Slam champion. Del Potro had surgery to each of his wrists. Had a long and difficult, arduous rehabilitation process, but is hitting the ball about as big as we've ever seen it from Juan Martín Del Potro, the Tower of Tandil. He'll certainly use that big serve to dictate points against Rafa Nadal. We've seen Rafa Nadal play around quite a bit with his return positioning over the first few rounds of the tournament, sometimes standing much farther back, nearly touching the back wall of the court, sometimes standing right up on top of the baseline with aggressive foot positioning, trying to return the ball with his weight moving forward into the court. And we'll see what strategy Nadal utilizes against Juan Martín Del Potro. He was asked in the post-match press conference about his different return positioning, and Nadal said he really can't give advice to other players on where they should return from or give a concrete answer on what the best return position is, but he likes to try different things and change it up, and we've certainly seen him do quite a bit of that thus far in the tournament. Another thing to monitor in his match against Juan Martín Del Potro. Again, let us know all your picks and predictions for that big match between Juan Martín Del Potro and Rafa Nadal. Sebastian in the comments rooting for Delpo. Maxine picking Rafa Nadal. Patry in the comments saying Vamos Juan Martín. Kenny rooting for Nadal as well. Seems like a very split group in the comments. Of course, 2 fan favorites here, Rafa Nadal and Juan Martín Del Potro, 2 great champions in their own right. Rafa Nadal, of course, the 17-time Grand Slam champion, looking for number 18 to get 1 Grand Slam closer to Roger Federer. And in the comments saying, go, go, Juan Martín. Richard in the comments as well, cheering on Juan Martín Del Potro. And as Juan Martín Del Potro takes his last couple of serves, we will be right back with more coverage live here from the practice courts. Madison Keys will be on court at 4:30 p.m. in just about 15 minutes. The number 14 seed, the American finalist from last year's U.S. Open. We'll also have Novak Djokovic for you at 6 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you stay tuned for that and so much more. Joey Brander here with you live all tournament long, and stay tuned.